Hello everyone! Today I'm reviewing the Exploring Level Design for Game Development course. It's a fantastic resource for anyone new to level design in Unreal Engine. The instructor uses Unreal Engine 4 throughout the course, while I will be working in Unreal Engine 5. The two versions are so similar that it doesn't change much about what I will be doing. Most differences are visual or involve a feature being in a slightly different place. The course is taught by Patrick Haslow, an Unreal Engine professional with 12 years of experience in the AAA game development. He's worked on titles like For Honor, BioShock Infinite, and Homefront. He's also worked on both multiplayer and single-player level design. Patrick also has 5 years of teaching and mentoring experience. And by the time this course was released, he was an advanced level designer at WB Games, Montreal, contributing to Gotham Knights. This course is designed for beginners just starting with game development. The focus is on learning the foundational principles of level design in Unreal Engine, rather than creating fully functional or polished levels. The project is basic and non-functionable, helping learners understand the tools and process without the pressure of building a finished product. It's ideal for newcomers who want a low-pressure introduction to level design in Unreal Engine. The first thing Patrick walks you through is creating a project using the third-person character template in Unreal Engine. This template comes with a lot of different features, including fully functionable third-person character. Since I'm using Unreal Engine 5, there are a few differences between my version and the one he demonstrates. For example, in my version, I can control the camera independently of the character, and my character has a stepping system, so when they go up a larger step, it looks more realistic, as if they're actually stepping up. After setting up the project, Patrick instructs you to download 2 asset files. However, I ran into a bit of a hiccup here. Epic Games recently switched their store to Fab, formerly known as the Epic Games Marketplace, which I found a bit confusing to set up. But, as it turns out, I already had the assets needed. The animation starter pack, which was required for the character in the course, was available in my library. Additionally, the developer materials, which I'll mention shortly, are actually built into Unreal Engine 5, so there was no need to download them. The only asset that I didn't seem to have was the one material that wasn't included in UE5 by default, but surprisingly, I didn't need it for the duration of the course. The first developer material is the world material, which stays fixed in the world space rather than moving with the object it's attached to. This helps prevent Z-fighting, a glitch where 2 overlapping objects with different materials, or the same material but it changes, flicker because the rendering engine doesn't know which pixel to prioritize. Since world materials are world dependent, they ensure that overlapping objects of the same material always render correctly, preventing the glitchy effect. The second material type is the local material. Unlike the world material, it moves with the object, but like the world material, it doesn't stretch when the object is scaled. This is useful for textures that need to maintain their appearance, like grass. You can use this instead of just duplicating the same object over and over, optimizing performance and saving time. In UE5, the keybinds have different names compared to UE4. Since the character I imported was originally created in UE4, I needed to make some adjustments to get everything working. If any of you are using the Unreal Engine 5 and encounter some errors when trying to play the game, here's what you can do. Delete the code causing the errors by left-clicking on it and pressing the delete key. Then, replace it with the correct nodes by right-clicking where the old code used to be, typing in the new names, and once that's done, connect the arrows to the other arrows that were originally linked to the incorrect code. Just make sure that the names you're typing for the events are the same names that are used in the new third-person character that you downloaded. Or you could do what I did and just copy the ones from the old third-person character and paste them in the new one. For some reason, the character doesn't have its hitbox shrunk whenever it's crouching, so here's some code you can use to make that happen. At one point, Patrick decides to modify the character so it can run. However, he doesn't show this feature. While this is somewhat understandable, it's not a coding course after all, it would have been helpful if he included a brief section or optional guide for those who want to add the running functionality. If any of you want to know how to add this feature, all you have to do is implement this code. In addition to the running feature, I also added the feature where if you jump while crouching, it will automatically force you out of the crouch. While working on this feature, I ran into a glitch that caused my character to clip through the floor. This happened if I held crouch, jumped, and then released the crouch at any point after jumping. Thankfully, this glitch won't occur if you use the code I have provided, as I've already resolved the issue in my version. Next, I created some walls and door frames, and then my game crashed whenever I pressed the start button. I had to remake the walls and door frames, but I also made windows, half walls, floors of holes, curved stairs, spiral stairs, and a few other pieces that are hard to describe without getting too abstract. Then I made a simple house with an explosive but not functionable barrel, while also adding fog, and I added a light to the player. I also made the player go to first person mode, as I felt like the third person camera controls were weird. After building the house, I added some walls to the roof. One side I intended to create a vaultable area, but I accidentally made it so you could still go over the wall without the vaulting ability. If you walk into the wall and crouch, for some reason your character can just slip right over it. I also made this well. The only reason I did it was because the scene needed water. Lastly, I created a really tall building with a spiral staircase, mainly to provide a dramatic entrance for the player. Overall, I think this course is a fantastic starting point for anyone interested in level design, especially for beginners. It provides a solid foundation in Unreal Engine, guiding you through the basic and key concepts in a way that's easy to understand. I highly recommend it for anyone looking to get started in game design.